Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, everybody? This is Joseph Karrion coming to you with your NXT review on an early Thursday morning, July 30th, 2020. I got work in about 2 hours, so I decided that today I'm going to be doing the NXT review for you guys in the morning so I could get it out before I go to work today at 12 o'clock, and that's the reason why you're getting this NXT review pretty early in the morning today. But I feel like the past couple weeks, I've been very critical of what's been happening over on NXT. I just haven't felt the same. Like, their shows haven't felt any meaning and importance. Like, it doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel important like to watch. The Great American Bash was just there to go up against Fyter Fest. I didn't really feel like that was important outside of Io Shirai, Sasha Banks, and Adam Cole, Keith Lee for the winner take all. But this week's episode was an entire different story. I felt like there was meaning behind it. There was a purpose. They had a goal, and we're 4 weeks out until TakeOver 30. And I actually thought this was a great episode of NXT, and it was actually one of my favorites in a very long time. I'm not sure when my last favorite was. I can't remember, but this was a great episode, and I really enjoyed myself watching the show last night after AEW. But we're going to talk about it. We got 6 matches on the card, 1 segment. We had Keith Lee calling out Karrion Kross last night. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. I loved it. And they freaking sold me on Karrion Kross and Keith Lee, man. And that match is going to happen at NXT TakeOver 30. And, man, I can't wait for that match. That's going to be a really damn good match at TakeOver 30. We saw Johnny Gargano versus Roderick Strong last night. And then in the main event, we got that qualifying match for the North American ladder match at TakeOver 30. We had Finn Balor, Dexter Lumis, and Tim Thatcher. So we got all of this and so much more to talk about today on the NXT review. But if you guys have not already, make sure you guys go check out my Monday Night Raw review from this past Monday. And make sure you guys check out last night's AEW Dynamite review, where we talked about the promo of the year by MJF, making his campaign for the better for him to become the world champion against Jon Moxley. Excellent stuff last night on AEW. If you guys have not checked out that video, go check that out. I'm telling you right now, I believe outside of my 2 Fyter Fest reviews that I did with Wesley Williams and Sami Kaloff, shout out to them, this was the best AEW Dynamite review that I've ever done on the Big Fight Field channel. So if you guys have not, make sure you guys go check that video out right now. Let's start NXT. NXT started off with Tegan Nox and Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai, the women's tag team action. This was a good opener. Nothing too exciting, in my opinion. It was just to get the Io Shirai Dakota Kai feud, get their feet wet together, since they're probably going to be facing each other at TakeOver. Like, you had Kai attacking Io during her entrance, and then Tegan and Candice got involved, and it was a big brawl before the match started. And I guess Tegan and Candice LeRae are feuding now. I have no idea why, but Tegan and Io teamed up here against Candice and Dakota. It was a good match, pretty good match. Not gonna lie, but Io, I believe she got the win here with the moonsault over Candice LeRae at the end when Io took out Dakota Kai, and then Dakota She just walked out on a tag team partner. She walked out on Candice LeRae. She was like, you know, screw you. I really don't care about this tag team match, so I'm going to get out of here. So Io and Tegan took advantage. Tegan hit a shiny wizard to Candice, and Io hit a moonsault, the best moonsault in professional wrestling, that is. And Io got the win for her team against Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai to start off NXT. Good stuff from the women to start off the show. Good stuff. Johnny Gargano versus Roderick Strong. You got Johnny Gargano, who is a great professional wrestler. You got Roderick Strong, who is a great professional wrestler. Two guys who just cannot have a bad match whatsoever. What do you think, guys? What do you think happened? This match was freaking great, man. This was great. This might have been the best match on both shows from AEW and NXT. It's close. It's either that one or the tag team title match from the Dark Order, Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page. But man, this was freaking great. This was a great match. Just two wrestlers who are so good at what they do, doing what they do best, and that's put on a great performance for us. And that's exactly what they did. Back and forths, man. Roderick Strong, backbreaker. Johnny Gargano trying to put in the Gargano escape. He didn't get it. Just reversals. And then at the end, Johnny caught Roderick Strong. I believe Roderick was going for a move. Johnny insecuried him. Hit the his over-the-top rope DDT to Roderick Strong. And Johnny Gargano got the victory over Roderick Strong in this match. Great stuff from the two. Just two great professional wrestlers going out there, doing what they do best. That's exactly why this match happened. And this was one of my favorite matches on the show. And on last night. So, where does Johnny Gargano go from here? I think I have an idea. Maybe he's blaming Finn Balor for costing him a North American Championship match a couple weeks ago. So maybe they revisit Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor from Portland at TakeOver 30. This time with the roles reversed. Johnny Gargano is the heel. Finn Balor is the babyface. Mercedes Martinez versus Shotzi Blackheart. I will admit, I really couldn't get myself into this match. It was fine. I just had a hard time getting into it. Why? I really have no idea. Maybe it was just that I was really tired and stuff like that. But if there's one thing NXT does very well, and it's their entrances. This entrance by Mercedes Martinez last night was awesome. She had an awesome entrance. And if there's one thing NXT, like I said, if there's a thing that NXT does that is freaking great, it's their entrances. You got Damian Priest, who's got an amazing entrance. Karrion Kross. Now Mercedes Martinez. Even Io has a pretty damn good entrance. NXT hits a home run every time they create an entrance for a new star like Mercedes Martinez. So I got to give it up to the NXT team for that one, but that was awesome. The match itself, I really had no interest in my opinion. This was way too early for Shotzi and Mercedes Martinez to have their match, in my opinion, from what happened last week. You could have built it up a little bit and then had them go at it maybe in like 3 weeks or something like that. But I thought they were going to build to a feud. But they just threw these two women into a match. And now they have nothing to do with each other. Why would they want to fight? Why would they have a match with each other again when Mercedes absolutely destroyed Shotzi Blackheart here? So that's my point. But I mean, besides that, I guess this match was fine. Keith Lee. Keith Lee came out, and Keith Lee was absolutely serious. When Keith Lee gets serious, he can be pretty damn freaking good, man. And he said, last week you had Dominic Dijakovic, and you had him fall and pray after he had his head in between the turnbuckle and the steel steps, and you kicked his head in. And I was trying to save him, but you wouldn't. Well, he didn't want me to save him. But now I'm out for his revenge, and you clearly want my NXT championship. And if there's one weak point that you can't do, is you can't come out face to face. So he called out Karrion Kross face to face. Did he get Karrion Kross? No, he got Cameron Grimes instead. He said, you shouldn't be talking about Dijakovic, Karrion Kross. You should be talking about Cameron Grimes, because Cameron Grimes is the future of NXT, and he is your next NXT champion. Then Keith Lee grabs him, and he beats him up. I don't know what the point of that one was, but I mean, listen, I'm going to talk about Cameron Grimes for a little bit. Cameron Grimes is a really good wrestler. I could watch that dude wrestle for a couple hours. He's really good, but his character sucks. His character sucks. It's going nowhere. And when eventually when Cameron Grimes does go up to Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, Vince McMahon's going to look at him and he's going to be like, who's this redneck that talks in a weird southern accent and has a shitty gimmick? His gimmick sucks, and it's going to get him nowhere. Not only in NXT, he'll get somewhere in NXT, but it's going to get him nowhere when he goes up to the main roster. You think Vince McMahon is going to look at Cameron Grimes and he's going to want to push him? No, absolutely not. So, I just wanted to say that real quick. Then Scarlett comes out. She's wearing a red dress. She's got the timer with the sand in it, the tick tock, tick tock. Then Karrion Kross pops up on the screen. He said, Mr. Lee, we could do this the hard way, or we could do this the easy way. The easy way, you give me my well-deserved shot at the NXT championship, or we could do it the hard way, and you don't even want to know what the hard way is. Then Keith says, anytime, any place, you can have a shot at my NXT championship. So I think they confirmed it for TakeOver 30 that our main event is going to be Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross for the NXT championship. This segment completely sold me on the match. This was great. This was probably the best thing on the show last night. And it wasn't a match. With this one segment and the 6 matches we got on the show, the in-ring action was really good last night. But this segment was awesome. And it completely sold me on the match between Keith Lee and Karrion Kross at TakeOver 30. So that should be something unbelievable. And I'm really looking forward to that match. We had Imperium versus Everrise. The jobber tag team in NXT, Everrise. But this match was a squash. Imperium won in 2 minutes. They hit their flying elbow. Finally, we get our tag team champions back on NXT. The tag team division in NXT is absolutely dead. So, Imperium got on the microphone, and before they even said anything, out came all the members of the Undisputed Era. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, who's back, Roderick Strong, and Adam Cole. They come out and they lay out Imperium. They're standing tall, and he says, we run NXT. No one else in here runs NXT besides the Undisputed Era. I don't know why they did this, but it just feels like the days in NXT for the Undisputed Era are up. Now that all four of them are back, Kyle O'Reilly is back. Um, I know he had a weakened immune system. That's why he was out. But now that Kyle O'Reilly is back, these four guys are probably getting called up either at SummerSlam or the Raw after SummerSlam, or maybe SmackDown. But I don't see them going to SmackDown. I see them going over to Monday Night Raw and debuting on Raw after SummerSlam. Cruiserweight action with Isaiah Swerve Scott and Jake Atlas. This match went about 8 minutes, but this was a really, really good match in my opinion. Jake Atlas is a good wrestler, but I don't know what his character is, so that's why I'm really not so high on him. But freaking Scott, man. Scott has been really, really impressive for a very long time. He had one match, he's brought this up before. He had one match in the Cruiserweight Championship tournament against Phantasma, who is now Santos Escobar, the Cruiserweight Champion. And he beat El Hijo del Fantasma. And he's been bringing it up for weeks, and he says, I'm hungry for the Cruiserweight Championship. I want Santos Escobar. I'm the only person that he has beaten, that I've beaten in NXT, and now I want his Cruiserweight Championship. So that's kind of, I feel like, that's where they're going to be leading to this. They're going to be leading to Scott and Santos Escobar for the Cruiserweight Championship. When does this take place? Probably a takeover. And you know what? The Santos Escobar and Legado del Fantasma, I think have been doing some good shit lately. So I do think with this stable, Legado del Fantasma and Santos Escobar, the work he's been doing for the past couple weeks, these guys do deserve a takeover match. And I think it's going to happen for the Cruiserweight Championship at TakeOver 30. We get Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Santos Escobar. And that should be a very underrated match. That could be the sleeper match of the night, in my opinion, actually. But this match was really good. Isaiah Scott got the hook kick. He reversed Jake Atlas's DDT cartwheel. And he hit him with some pile driver at the end. I'm not sure what his name was. At the name of the finish, I couldn't remember it. But Isaiah Scott gets the win over Jake Atlas, and he is more than likely going to take over to face Santos Escobar for the Cruiserweight Championship. We got a couple of match announcements for next week. We have tag team titles. Undisputed Era versus Imperium. I don't really know why that's happening. All Undisputed Era did was attack Imperium. Now, out of nowhere, poof, they get a tag team title match. I like a little more explanation there. So we're getting that next week. We're getting a triple threat qualifying match with Oney Lorcan, Damian Priest, and a debuting superstar from NXT UK, Ridge Holland. I have no clue who this guy is, so I guess we'll see what he can do in this qualifying match. Then, finally, we're getting a number one contender match for the Women's Championship. We're getting Dakota Kai versus Rhea Ripley, who is now blonde, folks. Rhea Ripley went blonde. You can figure that one out for yourselves. Main event, we had Dexter Lumis come out with new theme music. I gotta be honest, I like Dexter Lumis' old theme music better than this one. I don't really know why they had to change it, but, I mean, whatever. So yeah, Dexter Lumis, Timothy Thatcher, and Finn Balor. Lumis was just standing in the corner, letting Balor and Thatcher go. They were brawling out to the ground. Lumis did a dive over the top rope, and he landed right on his feet between Finn Balor and Timothy Thatcher. Incredible. That gave me memories of when Ricochet did that with the Velveteen Dream on stage, saying anything you could do, I could do better. That feud, take me back to that feud, man. That was that was awesome. That Ricochet Velveteen Dream match at TakeOver Chicago, that was great, and that crowd ate it all up, man. I'm getting a little off track here, so let's get back to the match. So then, after that, we see Thatcher taking control of Dexter Lumis back at commercial. Balor gets involved. Sling Blade. Dexter Lumis hit a choke slam on Balor, and then at the end of the ending of the match, seeing Finn Balor had a Thatcher have a leg hook on Finn Balor. And Balor was actually pretty close to tapping out, and Thatcher was going to go to TakeOver with this win here. But Dexter Lumis then came in. He put his sleeping chokehold on Timothy Thatcher, and Thatcher let go of his own submission and passed out to Dexter Lumis' chokehold. And Dexter Lumis is going to TakeOver 30 in the Fatal 5-Way ladder match along with Bronson Reed. This was a good triple threat match for the time they got. They got, I believe, 13 minutes. So this wasn't that bad, but I mean, they were really hyping this match up on social media this week. So, I mean, a little bit disappointing, but this was a pretty good triple threat match to close out NXT. Like I said, man, past couple weeks have felt meaningless, and they felt like NXT was going in no direction. Now that we got TakeOver 30 coming, August 22nd, we're 4 weeks away until that show. I feel like there's a direction that NXT is going in, and that's a pretty good direction with TakeOver 30. And the shows mean something. Next week looks like a pretty good show. We got some important matches on that show with TakeOver implications. So it should be fun. But I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys for watching this NXT review today. If you have not already, subscribe right here on the Big Fight Field channel, man. We're on the road to 200 subscribers. So let's get to 200 ASAP. Comment down below what you thought of this week's episode of NXT. Like this video if you enjoyed my NXT review. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. And guys, I will see you back right here for your SmackDown review right here on the Big Fight Field channel tomorrow night. 2 championship matches. I didn't watch SmackDown last week, but we're getting 2 championship matches tomorrow night with Nikki Kross and Bayley and AJ Styles and Grand Metalik. Why that's happening? No idea. I'm getting out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow for your SmackDown review right here on the Big Fight Field channel. Have a good day. Stay safe.